Good morning, Michael Walsh here with Roger Norgel. Welcome to Norwal Farm. Today's video, we're going to be setting up some temporary fence around the woods north of the house here. There's a little creek that goes through it and a lot of undergrowth. Last year we put the does out there and they had about 2 weeks of foraging. So we're going to get that set up and then we will move the does and kids down there later this week. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and ring the notification bell and hit the like button. That helps our channel grow. And if you would, please share this video with a friend and leave us a comment. Thanks again for joining us at Norwal Farm. We're up here by the north field. That's where we had the rams. We topped that. But this is, we call it the woods or the creek. There's a small stream that runs through there. Mainly for when we get big rains, it really fills up. But anyway, this is all overgrown and it makes really good grazing. It'll last them probably at least a week, maybe two out here. And about a week, 10 days, everything will be cleared off up to 4 feet above the ground. You'll be able to see through this. So we start there at the corner fence. I set a post here, one there. Now I've set every place there's a turn on the fence. I put a corner post and then we secure the temporary fence post to that and fence off all the way around this. Next year possibly we hope to put permanent fencing around this. We won't come up this far because the highway marker's down there, so we have to come across, probably just go straight across. But we've done this the last 2 years with good results. But next year we hope to put permanent fencing around these two sides. And then we also want to construct a permanent fencing lane to bring them from up where the buildings are down here. So that's our plan. But we'll get this done today. We secure the plastic post to the corner post. Sometimes they have these strings on them I can use, but I've just used baling twine. But anytime there's a bend in the fence, we put up a corner post and secure it so it doesn't bend over. So we'll just go ahead and finish this the whole length. Next step after securing those to the corner post is to put the blue post in and put them about every, 8 to 10 feet. Especially on uneven ground. It keeps the fence the right height and keeps it off the ground. Plus the added posts are visual markers for the livestock. The other thing too is this mowed strip. They've learned that they come up grazing and there's a mowed strip, then likely there's a fence there. So we'll get this installed and then we just do this same thing the whole length of the fence and then it's ready to hook up and ready for the animals. We'll have to bring a water tank down on a mineral feeder and the dog food feeder, and then it'll be ready for the dogs and the goats. Started out setting posts wherever there's a bend in the fence, but wherever there's a junction, like I'll start another fence here, I'll have to drive a post here. So I knew how many bends there were, and I think it takes possibly 3 of these fence sets to do the whole area. So I brought 2 extras, so I'll drive a post here and then we'll see where the next one goes and then we'll finish up there. The next thing we do is this is the crank that tightens the fence. So we crank that as tight as we can get it so it makes all the wires tight, and then we secure that to the post. A couple of things I've learned on this is when I secure it, I don't pull it really close to the post because that would be a live wire there, and so sometimes it'll arc across and that'll ground it. So keep it like that. And then I keep the crank and everything on the outside of the fence because if it's on the inside, especially with goats, they're going to mess with it and chew on it. And so you want to keep it on the outside of the fence. So this is the end of the first fence, and then this is the start of the second. Sometimes, depending on how I string it, I will end up with 2 of those reels together. But today I started over there where you saw me over by the north field, and then I want to end up with a reel up there at that fence because that's where we're going to go in. So it's much easier to take it down with a reel, and then you can just stretch it back up and tighten it. So that's the reason I'm stringing it this way. Anytime we end a fence and start a new one, then you have to have a connector. So this will transfer, the power will be coming from up there, so this will transfer the power from this section over to this section all the way around. So I had just enough length with 2 sections, and each section is supposed to be 330 feet. So we'll connect to the hot fence here. I just have to put my blue stakes in. When I step that off, I go 25 medium steps or small to medium steps. So it probably ends up being around 25 to 30 feet. And then I put usually 2 or 3 of those blue posts in between each section. And that seems to work out pretty well. So now when we come down, we'll be able to open this here. We're going to haul them down trailer, just back up and unload. Bring the mineral feeder down, water tank, and dog feeder. And we'll probably set it right here. The water hookup is back there, but we can bring a hose up here. And there's a little section of creek back there that I have to make sure the fence is up, and then we'll have to energize that so they can't cross there at the creek. We're down here at the brook in the middle of the woods. You can see there's not much water running now. Last year in the drought it dried up. And we had the rain this spring, and the big rains, this is what it did. It pushed this big branch down, and that's the fence we had up before blocking this. So I'll have to untangle that and then get that stretched back across. And then we just connect one of those red connectors from the hot wire at the top down to that, and that energizes this. We bought a Milwaukee chainsaw and then the Milwaukee limb trimmer. Last year we had some birthday money, so we bought that, and that made short work of this. I could just cut this up and untangle the wire, so it's a very useful tool. This fencing unit got broken last year before, I can't remember, but rather than throwing it away, it's perfect for short gap like this. And top wire got broken, just tie a knot in it. But it works perfectly for this, so we just set it up and leave it here permanently. Saves using another one or using single strand wire. Okay, we've got this all adjusted. Stretch up fairly tight. So we'll connect it up here. And we've got it connected, so that's on, unless we turn the fence off up the house. That will be on all the time. This is our water spigot. This is the end of the line coming north. And we'll put the water tank right up there. But then this line goes all the way up over the hill and along the fence line. There's various spigots all along the way. So this is the end of the line. Keep this energized, number one for weed control and also wildlife. If the wildlife hit it, they back up. Sometimes they tear it down, but they avoid it. And then up here, we'll have it connected for the other fence that goes around. Energize the fence that goes around the grove. There again, there's no livestock in here now, but it'll keep the wildlife, if they touch it, they won't go on through there. This is basically a buffet for the goats, or a grocery store, if you will. Plenty of browse out here. And goats actually prefer this to really lush alfalfa or grass pasture. So we'll bring them down here. And last year I think they were here 2 weeks. And by the time they were done, you could see all the way through this grove up to 4 feet off the ground, because they will stand on their hind legs and eat the leaves, and they just cleared all this out. So it's good browse for them. We bring them down here once a year, sometimes twice a year, but our plan is to get this totally fenced and then have a lane fence going all the way up, so that in the future we can just drive them down and turn them out. But anyway, anxious to get them down. Loading the dog feeder, and I put a mineral feeder on the side of this. We'll position this under the tree, so if it rains, hopefully it won't get too wet. Because with these extra groups, I need more mineral feeders. So we'll get this loaded, and then we'll get the water tank on there and take that down. Getting set up to load the goats. Hopefully this works. We got our bribery here, our bucket of grain. Let's go. We got the goats in the front half. That worked well. We're going to put the two guardian dogs, Callum and Charm. They're over there right now. We're going to put leashes on them. We'll put them in the back, and then we'll back up down there and unload. That all of them? That's it?
That's it.
So they're going around the perimeter. The dogs are with them. In a week to 2 weeks' time, in here we'll be able to see through that 4 feet up. Lots of good forking. Goats are loving their environment. The dogs are right there with them. Climb on those trees and eat the leaves like they're doing. So we got them to the buffet. Thanks for joining us at Norwal Farm.